the hardy warriors whom Boeotia bred. Peneleus, Letus, Prothenior led. With these Arcelaus and Clonius stand, equal in arms and equal in command. These heard the troops that rocky Alus yields, and Etion's hills and Hyria's watery fields, and Shonos, Sholos, Graias near the main, and Mycelesia's ample piny plain. Those who in Petion or Elysion dwell, or Harma where Apollo's prophet fell, Helion and Hyle which the springs o'erflow, and Medion lofty and Ocalia low, or in the meads of Hylartus stray, or Thespia sacred to the god of day. On Chestus Neptune's celebrated groves, Copia and Thisbe famed for silver doves. For flocks Eurthea, Glycia for the vines, Platia green and Nysa the divine, and they whom these beasts well-built walls enclose, where Mide Ertrusis Corne arose, and Arne rich with purple harvest crowned, and Anthedon Boeotia's utmost bound. Full 50 ships they send, and each conveys twice 60 warriors through the foaming seas. To these succeed Alcmedon's martial train, who plough the spacious Orocamian plain. 2 valiant brothers rule the undaunted throng, Ialamen and Asclepius the strong, sons of Astroche the heavenly fair, whose virgin charms subdued the god of war. In Actor's court, as these she retired to rest, the strength of Mars the blushing maid compressed. Their troops in 30 Sable's vessels sweep, with equal oars the hoarse resounding deep. The Phocians next in 40 brakes repair, Ephistropus and Schedias head to the war, from those rich regions where Cephisus leads his silver current through the flowery meads. From Panopia, Chrysa the divine, where Anamoria's stately turrets shine, where Pythodolus cry Parzisus stood, and the fair Lilia views the rising flood. These ranged in order on the floating tide. Close on the left the bold Boeotians slide. Fierce Ajax led the Locrian squadrons on. Ajax the less Oileus his valiant son, skilled to direct the flying dart aright, swift in pursuit and active in the fight. Him as their chief the Trojan troops attend, which Bessarthronus and rich Sinus send, Ophis, Calliaras, and Scarphaeus bands, and who dwell where pleasing Augia stands, and where Boreas floats the lowly lands, or in fair Tarfe sylvan seats reside, in 40 vessels cut the yielding tide. Eubaea next her martial sons prepares, and sends the brave Abantes to the wars. Breathing revenge in arms they take their way, from Chalcas' walls and strong Erythea. The Istian fields for generous vines renowned, the fair Caristos and the Stygian ground, where Dias from her towers o'erlooks the plain, and high Cerinthus views the neighboring main. Down their broad shoulders falls a length of hair, their hands dismiss not the long lance in air, but with portended spears and fighting fields pierce the tough corselets of the brazen shields. Twice 20 ships transport the warlike bands, which bold Elphelnor fierce in arms commands. Full 50 more from Athens stem the main, led by Menesthus through the liquid plain. Athens the fair, where great Erechtheus swayed, that owed his nurture to the blue-eyed maid. But from the teeming furrow look on his birth, the mighty offspring from the foodful earth, him Pallas placed amidst their wealthy fame, adorned with sacrifice and oxen slain. Whereas the years revolve, their altars blaze, and all their tribes resound the goddess's praise. No chief like thee, Menestheus' Greece could yield to martial armies in the dusky field, the extended wings of battle to display, or close the embodied host in firm array. Nestor alone improved by length of days, for martial conduct born equal praise. With these appear the Salaminian bands, whom the gigantic Telamon commands. In 12 black ships to Troy they steer their course, and with the great Athenians join their force. Next move to war the generous Argive train, from the high Trozenian Mestia's plain, and fair Aegina circled by the main, whom strong Tarinthia's lofty walls surround, and Epidare with viney harvest crowned, and where fair Isisnen and Herminin show. These by the brave Euryalus were led, great Sthenthus and greater Diomed, but chief Tydides bore the sovereign sway. In 80 barks they plough the watery way, the proud Mycenae arms their martial powers, Cleonone, Corinth with imperial towers, fair Arathia, Ornea's fruitful plain, and Agaeon and Adrastus' ancient reign, and those who dwell along the sandy shore, and where Pellene yields her fleecy store, where Helice and Hesperia lie, and Genoessa's spires salute the sky. Great Agamemnon rules the numerous band. 100 vessels in long order stand, and crowded nations wait his dread command. High on the deck the king of men appears, and his refulgent arms in triumph wears. Proud of his host, unrivaled in his reign, in silent pomp he moves along the main. His brother follows and to vengeance warms, the hardy Spartans exercised in arms. Phares and Brisas, valiant troops, and those whom Lacedaemon's lofty hills enclose, o'er Messer's towers for silver doves renowned. Cleolias' Augea's happy ground, and those whom Olatos' low walks contain, and Hellas on the margin of the main. These over the bending ocean Helen's cause, in 60 ships with Menelaus draws. Eager and loud from man to man he flies, revenge and fury flaming in his eyes, while vainly found in fancy oft he hears the fair one grief and sees her falling tears. In 90 sail from Pallas's sandy coast, Nestor the sage conducts his chosen host from Amphigenia's ever-fruitful land, where high and little Pteleon stand, where beauteous Arenae's structure shows, and Thrinon's walls with Alpheus' streams enclose, and Dorion famed for Thramas' disgrace, superior once of all the tuneful race. Till vain of mortals' empty praise he strove, to match the seed of cloud-compelling Jove. To daring bard whose unsuccessful pride the immortal muses in their art defied, the avenging muses of the light of day, deprived his eyes and snatched his voice away. No more his heavenly voice was heard to sing, his hand no more wakened the silver string, where under high Selene's drew, crowned with wood, the shaded tomb of old Egyptus stood, for Ripes, Tragede, Tegia's bowing towns, the Fenian fields and Arachamian downs, where the fat herds in plenteous pasture strode, and strive Helenas with the surrounding grove. Far Hasia on her snowy cliffs reside, and high Enipe shook with wintry wind, and fair Mantinea's ever-pleasing sight. In 60 sail their Aconian bands unite, bold Agapenor glorious at their head. Achaeus' son the mighty squadron led, their ships supplied by Agamemnon's care. Through roaring seas the wandering warriors bear, the first to battle on the appointed plain, but new to all the dangers of the main. Those were fair Ilias and Berosium joined, who Hymen here and Merenices confined, with bounded there where o'er the valleys rose the Olenian rock wind where Oscillium flows. Beneath 4 chiefs a numerous army came, the strength and glory of the Epian name. In separate squadrons these their train divide. Each leads 10 vessels through the yielding tide. One was Amphimachus and Tholopius one. Eurytius, this and Theotis' son. Diores sprung from Amphiarachius' line, and great Polyxenus of force divine. But those who view fair Iliad o'er the seas, from the blessed islands of the Aegean in 40 vessels under Megius rode, begot by Phyleus and beloved of Jove. To strong Dulcium from his sorry fled, and thence to Troy his hearty warriors led. Ulysses followed through the watery road, a chief in wisdom equal to a god, with those whom Colophonia's line enclosed, or till their fields along the coast opposed, or where fair Ithaca's overlooks the floods, where high Nerita shakes his waving woods, where Aegypilia's rugged sides are seen, Crocylea, Rockians, and Theos green. These in 12 galleys with vermilion prores, beneath his conduct sought the virgin shores. Thoas came next, and Thramon's valiant son, from Pleuron's walls and chalky Calydon, and Drapelline and Elenian steep, and Chalcis being by the rolling deep. He led the warriors from the Aetolian shore, for now the sons of Aeneas were no more. The glories of the mighty race were fled. Aeneas himself and Meleager are dead. To Thas's care now chest the martial train. His 40 vessels followed through the main. Next 80 barks the Cretan king commands, of Knossos like to send Gortia's bands, and those who dwell where Rhytion's domes arise, or white like Costus glitters to the skies, or where Phaestus' silver Jordan runs. Cretia's 100 cities pour through all their sons. These marched Idomeneus beneath thy care, and Merion dreadful as the god of war, Tlepomenes the son of Hercules, led 9 swift vessels through the foamy seas, from Rhodes with everlasting sunshine bright. Jealous Lindus and Camarias fight, his captive mother fierce Alcides bore, from Epher's walls and Sela's winding shore, where mighty towns in ruins spread the plain, and saw their blooming warriors early slain. The hero when to many years he grew, Alcides' uncle old like Hymenaeus slew. For this constrained to quit his native place, and shun the vengeance of the Herculean race. A fleet he built, and with a numerous train of willing exiles wandered o'er the main, where many seas and many sufferings passed. On happy Rhodes the chief arrived at last. There in 3 tribes divides his native band, and rules them peaceful in a foreign land, increased and prospered in their new abodes, by mighty Jove, the sire of men and gods. With joy they saw the growing empire rise, and showers of wealth descending from the skies. 3 ships with Nereus thought the Trojan shore, Nereus whom Algeus to Coropus bore, Nereus in faultless shape and blooming grace, the loveliest youth of all the Grecian race. Pleiades only matched his earthly charms, but few his troops and small his strength in arms. Next 30 galleys cleaved the liquid plain, of those Chaldaena's secret isles contain. With them the youth of Niceres repair, Cossus the strong and Croptus the fair. Cos where Eurypylus possessed the sway, till great Alcides made the realms obey. These Antiphus and bold Philippus bring, sprung from the god by Thessalus the king. Now muse recount pelagic Argos' powers, from Aulus, Alope, and Trenchant's towers, from Pythia's spacious vales and Helia blessed, with female beauty far beyond the rest. Full 50 ships beneath Achilles' care, the Achaeans, Myrmidons, and Helleneans bear, Thessalians all through race in their name, the same their nation and their chief the same, but now inglorious stretched along the shore, they hear the brazen voice of war no more. No more the foe they face in dire array. Close in his fleet the angry leader lay, since fair Briseis from his arms was torn, the noblest spoil from slack larcenous bore. Then when the chief the Theban walls overthrew, and the bold sons of great Venus slew, there mourned Achilles plunged in depth of care, but soon to rise in slaughter, blood, and war. To these the youth of Pylos succeed, Eutonus famous for her fleecy breed, and grassy Pteleon decked with cheerful greens, the bowers of Ceres and of sylvan scenes, sweet Pyrrhus husks with blooming flowers crowned, and Antron's watered dens and cavern crowned. These owned and chief Prostelias the brave, who now lay silent in the gloomy grave, who first too boldly touched the Trojan shore, and dyed a Phrygian lance with Grecian gore. There lies far distant from this native plain, unfinished his proud palaces remain, and his sad consort beats her breast in vain. His troops in 40 ships Podarus led, Iphicleus his son and brother to the dead, nor he unworthy to command the host. Yet still they mourn their ancient leader lost, the men who Glaphyria's fair spoil partake, where hills encircle Bobe's lowly lake, where Phara hears the neighboring waters fall, or proud the Iolcus lifts her airy wall. In 10 black ships embarked for Ilion shore, with bold Emilius whom Alceste bore. All Peleus raised Alceste far outshined, the grace and glory of the beauteous kind. The trones meet on Thomasia yields. Alzion's rocks or Meliobia's fields, with Philochetus sailed in his matchless art. From the tough bow directs the feathered dart. 7 were his ships, each vessel 50 rowed, skilled in his science of the dart and bow. But he lay raging on the Lemnian ground. A poisoned hydra gave the burning wound, where groaned the chief in agonizing pain, whom grief at length shall wish nor wish in vain. His forces meet on night from Lemnos' shore, his force Oileus' son, whom beauteous Rhena bore. The Achillean race whom high towers consign, where once Euretius in proud triumph reigned, or where her humble turrets Trical rears, or where Domina rough with rocks appears. In 30 sail the sparkling waves divide, which Podalarius and Machaon guide. To these his skill the parent god imparts, divine processors of the healing arts. The bold Armenian and Asterian bands, in 40 barks Eurypylus commends, where Titan hides his hoary head in snow, and where Hyperius' silver fountains flow. Thy troops Argesia Polypotis leads, and Ilion sheltered by Olympus' shades. Girton wars and Laerothote lies, and Oloson's chalky cliffs arise, sprung from Peritheus' of immortal race, the fruit of fair Hippodame's embrace. That day when hurled from Pelion's cloudy head, 2 distant dens of shaggy centaurs fled, with Polypotes joined in equal sway. Leontius leads, and 40 ships obey. In 20 sail the bold Arabians came. From Cyphus Gurnius was their leader's name. With these the Anians joined, and those who freeze, where cold Donada lives her holy trees, or where the pleasing Titarius glides, and into Peneus rolls his easy tides. Yet over the silvery surface poor they flow, and sacred dream unmixed with streams below, sacred and awful from the dark abodes. Styx pours them forth in dreadful oath of gods. Last, under Protos, the Meganesian stood. Protos, the swift of old, Tenthredon's blood, who dwell where Pelion, crowned with piney boughs, obscures the glade and nods his shaggy brows, or where through flowery Tempe Penea strayed, the region stretched beneath his mighty shade. In 40 sable barks they stemmed the main, such were the chiefs and such the Grecian train. Say next to muse of all Achaea breeds, who bravest fought or reigned the noblest deeds. Eumelus' mares were foremost in the chase, as eagles fleet and of Paretian race. bread where Peoria's fruitful fountains flow, and trained by him who bears the silver bow. Fierce in the fight, their nostrils breathe a flame, their height, their color, and their age the same. Over fields of death they whirl the rapid car, and break the ranks and thunder through the war. While stern Achilles in his wrath retired, his was the strength that mortal might exceeds, and his the unrivaled race of heavenly steeds. But Thetis' son now shines in arms no more, his troops collected on the sandy shore. In empty air their sportive javelins throw, or whirl the disc or bend an idle bow. Unstained with blood his covered chariots stand, the immortal coursers graze along the strand. But the brave chiefs the inglorious life deplored, and wandering o'er the camp required their Lord. Now, like a deluge covering all around, the shining armies sweep along the ground. Swift as a flood of fire when storms arise, floats the wild field and blazes to the skies. Earth's ground beneath them as when angry Jove hurls down the forky lightning from above, and army when he the thunder throws, and fires on Typhebus with redoubled blows. Where Typhon pressed beneath the burning load, still feels the fury of the avenging God. But various Aristropes commence to bear, speeds on the wings of winds through liquid air. In Priam's porch the Trojans' chief she found, the old consulting and the youths around. Polites' shapely monarch's son she chose, whom from Acestus' tomb observed the foes. High on the mound from whence in prospect lay the fields, the tents, the navy, and the bay. In this dissembled form she hastes to bring the unwelcome message to the Phrygian king. Cease to consult, the time for action calls. War, horrid war, approaches to your walls. Assembled armies oft have I beheld, but never till now such numbers charged a field. Thick as autumnal leaves or driving sand, the moving squadrons blacken all the strand. Thou godlike Hector thy force employ, assemble all the united bands of Troy, and just array let every leader call. The foreign troops this day demands them all. The voice divine the mighty chief alarms, the council breaks, the warriors rush into arms. The gates unfolding pour forth all their train. Nations on nations fill the dusky plain. Men, steeds, and chariots shake the trembling ground. The tumult thickens and the skies resound. Amid the plain in sight of Iliad stands a rising mount, the work of human hands. This for Merini's tomb the immortals know, through called Batia in the world below. Beneath their chiefs in martial order here, the auxiliar troops and Trojan hosts appear. The godlike Hector high above the rest shakes his huge spear and nods his plumy crest. In throngs around his native bands repair, and crows and lances glitter in the air. Divine Aeneas brings the Dardan race, and Jesus' son by Venus' stolen embrace, born in the shades of Ida's secret grove, a mortal mixing with the queen of love. Archilochus and Acamas divine, the warriors toils and combat by his side, who fares Iliad's wealthy valleys till, fast by the foot of Ida's sacred hill, or drink the sapus of thy sable flood, where led by Pandarus of royal blood, to whom his art Apollo deigned to show, graced with the presence of his shafts and bow. From rich Apasus and Adrestia's towers, high Tereus summits and Pythia's bowers, from these the congregated troops obey. Young Amphius and Adrastus his equal sway, old Merapops' sons, whom skilled in fates to come, the sire forewarned and prophesied their doom. Fate urged them on, the sire forewarned in vain. They rushed to war and perished on the plain. From Practius' stream, Percotes' pasture lands, and Sethos and Abydos' neighboring strands. From great Arispa's walls and Selale's coast, Asius' Hercadides conducts his host. High on his car he shakes the flowering reins. His fiery coursers thunder o'er the plains. The fierce Philagi next in war renowned march from Larissa's ever fertile ground. In equal arms and their brothers' leaders shine. Hippothous bold and Peleus the divine, next Acamas and Pyrrhus lead their host, in dread away from Thracia's wintry coast, round the bleak realms where Hellespontus roars, and Boreas beats the hoarse resounding shores, with great Ephemius the Ciconian smooth, sprung from Transinian chaos, loved of Jove. Firmaces the Pioean troops attend, skilled in the fight their crooked bows to bend. From Axius' ample bed he leads them on. Axius that laves the distant Amidon. Axius that swells with all his neighboring rills, and wide around the floating region fills. The Paphlagonians Palamenes rules, where rich Henicia breeds their savage mules, where earth Aeneas' rising cliffs are seen, thy groves of Boxerthoris evergreen, and where Aegilius and Coma lie, and lofty Sesamus invades the sky, and where Parthenius rolled through banks of flowers, reflects her boarding palaces and bowers. Here marched in arms the Halizonian band, whom Odious and Epistrophus command. From those far regions where the sun refines the ripening silver in Albaean mines, there mighty Chromis led the Mysian train, and Acarinomus inspired the vain. For stern Achilles lopped his sacred head, ruled Dan's commander with the vulgar dead. Phorcys the brave, and Nicus here knight, and Ascanian Phrygians eager for the fight. Of those who round Maeonia's realms reside, o'er whom the vows in shades of Tmolus hide. Nestlus and Antiphus the charge partake, born on the banks of Gynegea's lake. There from the fields where mild Meander flows, high Mysilean Latmus shady brows, and proud Miletus came the Carian throngs, with mingled clamors and with barbarous tongues. Amphimachus and Nostes guide the train, Nostes the bold, Amphimachus the vain, who tricked with gold and glittering on his car, rode like a woman to the field of war. Fool that he was by fierce Achilles slain, the river swept him to the briny maid. There whelmed with waves the gaudy warrior lies, the valiant victor seized the golden prize. The forces last in fair array succeed, which blameless Glaucus and Sarpedon lead. The warlike bands that distant Lycia yields, where gulfy Xanthus foams along the field.